Thank you. Olu, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm curious about how you would evaluate where you're at right now. You didn't have a ton of reps to take on Saturday. You had the bye week before that. Where are you physically at midseason going against Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great right now. Obviously, with the limited reps, we had the opportunity to get some of the younger guys in, which is great for them. Obviously, when I was a freshman, I wish I had the same opportunity as them to get these reps. So, I'm glad that they're getting them and, they're taking full advantage of it.
Greg Pickle.
Sorry, I was muted. Olu, thanks for your time. I don't know if you saw, but you're on the midseason All-American team from a couple different media outlets that came out today. What does that recognition mean to you, and how do you think you've played so far this season and allowed that recognition?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a nice honor. I had no idea until you just told me that right now. But it's definitely nice to be recognized. But at the end of the day, I know that I just need to stay consistent in my play and keep improving every week, which is something that Coach Franklin has been emphasizing to the team.
Rich Scarcella.
Sorry, I was having problems with my computer. Ola, when you decided to come back last year, was an opportunity to play in a game like this, was that part of the reason, and why not?
I mean, wasn't really part of the reason why. I mean, obviously, I knew that coming back that we'd have the opportunity to play in games like this, but at the end of the day, part of the reason why I wanted to come back was, just another opportunity to suit up with my guys and for me to graduate. But obviously, I know games like this, come with, the opportunity to come back again. And, I definitely acknowledge that. And I know how important games like the one that we have this week are. So.
Donnie Collins.
Hey, Olu, what do you see on film from the Ohio State defensive line, and how does this defense kind of, as a scheme overall, look different to you than it did last year?
I would say, I mean, their defensive line, very athletic group. The guys, they can all move really well. They're all very technically sound. So it'll be a good challenge for, our front. But, I have complete confidence in the world and all my guys. And, we know the challenge that we have ahead for this week. So we're completely prepared. And as far as the defense, I mean, I haven't really seen too much different in terms of, what we saw last year. But, that's just, a Tuesday going into the game this week. So, I mean, I'm sure I'll find something else later on this week.
Johnny McGonigal.
Oh, excuse me, Olu, following up on that a bit, specifically with JT Tuimoloau for Ohio State. What did you see on film from him? Going up against him last year. What was that like? And is this a matchup that you're looking forward to specifically this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, JT, he's a great player. With him, he has a lot of finesse in his pass rush. He knows how to use his hands very well. He understands, proper rush angles and all that. So, it'll be a good challenge, and it'll be a lot of fun going against him this week.
Daniel Gallen.
Olu, you got a lot of reps next to Vanga on Saturday. What can you tell us about his development this year, and what is it like to play next to someone with that build and skill set?
Yeah, no, playing with Vanga has been awesome. For him to be a sophomore again, that much playing time, it's been great. Me personally, when I was a sophomore, I don't think I was, completely ready to just be like a plug and play guy like what we have right now with Vanga, Andrew. So for the both of them to be so young, but to be able to be put in, important games, it's awesome. That's all you want from an offensive line.
Tyler Donahue.
Obviously, we saw a lot of Drew Shelton in action last year when you weren't available, but we continue to see him play game by game here. How is he different here as a sophomore tackle versus where he was getting those game reps as a freshman, and moving forward? I mean, do you consider this guy a starter? We've heard from James Franklin he's a starter. I mean, and if so, why?
Sorry, could you elaborate on that last part of the question?
Yeah. James has told us that he considers Drew Shelton a starter. He says despite the fact that he's not getting starts, that he prepares as a starter and they view him as a starter. So I'm wondering why you may think that he has earned that benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So to your first part of the question, something different that I've noticed from him this year rather than last year, he's a lot more confident on the field. He's not afraid to take risks on the field. And like what Coach Franklin said, he's earned the right to be considered a starter, even though, he's technically, not, starting the game. He's in that rotation where he's getting, 30 plus reps a game, and, he's worked for it, and, he truly deserves it.
Audrey Snyder.
Hey, Olu, sorry about that.
Okay.
Wanted to ask you about Drew. He was talking to us earlier and said that he felt like he knew you, but it really wasn't until you guys were playing FIFA together a lot at the Rose Bowl that he felt like he really got to bond with you. What was it like, and kind of how have you seen your relationship grow with Drew in the past year?
Yeah, nah, like Drew said, obviously like last year, I knew him, but, we weren't really that close. But, during the Rose Bowl, we're kind of the same type of person where, like, during our free time, we didn't really feel like, going out exploring LA. Rather, we would just like chill out in the game room and like watch TV or just like play FIFA. And, spending all that time with him, definitely got to know him a lot more, and the same with him. And we definitely bonded a lot during the Rose Bowl. And, I think that's definitely helped us a lot this year.
John Patishnock.
Hey, Olu, just a little bit of a different question. The touchdown celebration, it seems like it doesn't matter who scores. They kind of take a step or two to you. They jump up, you lift them up. I know it's only like a second and a half or 2 seconds, but what about that moment is special for you? And if you don't mind sharing, how did that get started?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure how it got started. I think it was just like like the skill players, they just saw me running up towards them. So like, they would just like jump up and I would just like lift them. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just a celebration. We're just celebrating a touchdown. But it's just a nice little moment, of just celebration. I don't really there isn't really anything much else to it.
Justin Watkins. Or Jimmy Watkins, I'm sorry.
All good. Hey, Olu. I'm sure Coach Yursich has talked to you guys about their defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles. They worked together for a while at Oklahoma State. How do you guys balance Knowles' reputation for having an aggressive blitzing defense and what they've put on film this year with maybe dropping a few more guys than usual?
Sorry, could you?
Sure. Yeah, I got you. Knowles is known for his aggressive blitzing defenses, but this year they're starting to drop more guys in coverage. When you guys are preparing, how do you guys know how much stock to put in what he's known for and what they're doing this year?
I mean, for at least like speaking for the offensive line, I mean, with us in terms of, Coach Knowles dropping more guys into pressure, I mean, and with, how their defense moves and all that, it all comes down to technique and just trusting your technique. I mean, we have all the trust in the world with Coach Trout and the techniques he teaches us. And, at the end of the day, it's all about us executing it, no matter what the look, no matter what the front pressure is, no matter what, as long as we, trust in our technique and do it to the highest level, we'll be fine no matter who we play.
Dan Hope.
Hey, Olu, just wanted to follow up on JT. Obviously, him having a really big game against you guys last year. Was there anything you guys learned from that game that you think helped you be more prepared for this year?
I mean, honestly, like I said with the last question, it's all about just trusting our technique. At the end of the day, We put in a lot of extra work in the off season, you know, fine-tuning the smaller stuff, fine-tuning the smaller details in our game to go out and execute at a high level. And, you know, this week is no different. You know, obviously JT is a great player, and, you know, so is their entire defensive line. But at the end of the day, we know that if we just trust in our technique, you know, we'll be all good.
We'll do 3 more questions, folks. We'll go Rich Scarcella, Johnny McGonigal, and Daniel Gallen. Go ahead, Rich.
Olu, following up on Audrey's question, what did you learn about Drew during those hours playing FIFA, and how has he conducted himself during games, during practice this year? Has he surprised you at all because of how young he is?
Yeah, so for your first question, the first thing that or the most important thing I learned from all the time I spent with Drew, you know, that guy's a competitor. You know, he hates to lose, and you know that's someone that you want, you know, leading your offense. You know, a guy that's willing to do anything to, you know, will his team to a victory. And I definitely learned that, you know, playing a ton of FIFA with him. And, you know, honestly, you know, Drew hasn't surprised me too much. You know, going into the season, I think everyone knew the type of guy that he was going to be. And, you know, as I said, he's been that guy. You know, he's stepped into that quarterback leadership role, and he's done a great job so far.
Johnny McGonigal.
Olu, most importantly, in FIFA, who's your team and who was Drew's team?
So I used the Netherlands, and he would use France, and we would just play all day. So
That's a fair matchup.
yeah.
Daniel Gallen, go ahead and wrap this up.
Olu, we saw Nick Dawkins get a lot of run on Saturday, and he's someone else that we've seen rotate in both at guard and center. You know, you came in with him, and you know he's someone that has, you know, dealt with some injuries in his career. What have you seen from him over these past couple of years, and what does it mean to you to, you know, see him get these, you know, in-game reps at this point?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's awesome to see Nick getting all these reps. You know, Nick is without a doubt one of the hardest working people I know, just in general. You know, the amount of time and dedication he puts into his craft and just getting better every day. I mean, it's evident to see that, you know, he deserves to be out there. And, you know, for him to, you know, be out there this year and get, you know, significantly more reps than he has in years past, you know, it's been great to see.
Awesome. Thanks, Olu. Thanks, folks.